One Punch Man Season 3 hate has gone too far from Mr. Easy Quartz. You know what the funny thing is? And I'm not trying to like take any like credit here, but this dude was literally in my chat yesterday making that One Punch Man drama, typing this is so fun while he's editing the video. I want you to know this video was produced while watching my stream. Not that it means anything. Shout outs to Easy Court. Thank you for the raid too. I saw you on Twitch. Let's check out what he has to say about One Punch Man.
It is sad to say this, but Shinpei Nagai, the new series director of One Punch Man Season 3, has officially left Twitter, and
Here's a hot take from me. Why are people treating this like 9/11? This dude left Twitter. People are acting as if Nicholas Light assassinated this guy. It's like, I know, like, listen, I understand the harassment and everything that led up to this point, but it's like, bro left Twitter. People are saying this guy's career is over. It's done. This guy might be dead. It's like, bro, it's just social media. I honestly think it's better for him to be off Twitter during this volatile time where no matter what you do, no matter how presentable it may be, you will be hated on. So I think it's better for him to not even be on social media.
he has officially left Twitter, and it's honestly heartbreaking. If you didn't know, Nagai was one of the few anime directors who actually interacted with fans, shared production insights, and was open about the challenges he and his team face.
Which I think is good and can be bad. Good in cases like this where you give people detail and context so you don't get automatically hated. Bad because anyone can reply and tweet and rage bait, and the interactions, it just leads to really bad interactions.
And his team face. But after the chaos of this week, and yes, the drama involving that Nicholas Light video, well, he decided to delete.
He changed his thumbnail, huh? Changed his thumbnail about this. Before it was the tweet like that. I mean, the title didn't change, so I don't think it really matters.
His account entirely. So yes, everyone, I'll be covering this.
By the way, I was thinking more about it yesterday after stream. I think my stance is still the same. Is it Nicholas Light's individual fault that this guy deleted the Twitter? No. I think that again, there are so many different things happening. There's so many different groups of people involved. So many schizos hating, shitting on that don't even know who Nicholas Light is. I do think that leading up to this, people have said Nicholas Light genuinely didn't even understand what a production committee was. So he was shitting on JC stuff, the animation and stuff like that because he didn't know. And a couple weeks later, I think he educated himself and realized, okay, the fault is at the production committee. So everything there is consistent. The issue is once this video was made, and here's the thing, all he had to do was just not fucking make this video once the tweet went up. Because if this video didn't happen hours before the fucking director deleted his account, you can't really put the blame on Nick as much. You know what I mean? Like the timeline of which he intentionally misinterprets the tweet makes him the victim. And then you have schizos who hate Nicholas Light who are whispering these things to Shinpei Nagai. Shinpei Nagai then comes out and says what? I don't even know who this guy is, but thank you for letting me know. I hate that like me and my, my content and everything about me is being used to monetize rage bait. And that is why people connect the dots. So it's like, if this dude just didn't fucking make this video the day before he went, the Twitter fucking thing happened, I don't think this would have blown up in his face as much. It's just like, damn. And now it's fucking Bandai Namco conspiracy. They're trying to fucking silence him up. It's just ridiculous.
Entirely. So yes, everyone, I'll be covering this and also give my personal thoughts on it. I'll just use my voiceover today because somehow I look like Black Sperm apparently.
That's a compliment. Yo, Black Sperm's a Giga Chat. What do you mean? Black Sperm mogs on you, Flux. Hiroyu OW8073. I guarantee you, Black Sperm would mog you. Nah, fuck out of here with that shit. Don't underestimate my man.
But yeah, I'll take it, I guess. So everyone, let's rewind a bit. This whole mess started when Nagai tweeted, "It's sad to see kind fans who had high expectations get angry and curse, saying you betrayed our expectation." Now, this was clearly him expressing regret that he couldn't meet the expectations of fans who believe in the project. But somehow, Mr. Main Character of the Universe, Nicholas Light, thought it was about him and
I just find that, like, how do you understand that tweet in such a specific way? Is he like did his like sycophant fucking cult members in his like orbit like tweet at him, message him, pinged him on Discord saying, bro, like the director is calling you out, what are you gonna do about it? Like, is this a situation where Nick like didn't really have an opinion about this, but then some people like rage baited him and then convinced him that like, yo, this guy's against you, made the video? It's like, I read that tweet, the first thing I think is like, damn, this guy's like actually saying, I'm sorry, like I feel so bad that everyone's so disappointed, I'm dishonored. If you understand Japanese culture even just a bit, you would understand how they approach these things. So to take that as like aggravated directional like insult at Nicholas Light specifically, I just don't get that.
Made an entire video called "The Director of One Punch Man Season 3 is Upset at Me." Oh my goodness. Drama.
It is.
In his video, Nicholas actually did start it decently. He mentioned the real problem being the production committee and scheduling issues, which is fair. But then he decided to throw in this line being,
"You're giving this studio, this director, a hentai director."
Don't fucking ever tell me that this line is not meant to discredit an animator. Because you could have said slice of life director, you could have said comedy director, you could have said non-action, everything, right? That Shinpai Nagai has already stated, by the way. There's so many different things that you could have illustrated. The reason you bring hentai specifically is because what? Because sex work has a negative connotation attached to it. Just because you work on hentai doesn't mean you're bad. There's plenty of, again, animators in the industry that it's literally been in hentai. Monogatari director specifically, I think, has been, right? And look at the work of that. Fucking amazing. But like people will take this and try to like slander other people's name to discredit them by saying hentai. Like this is a common talking point used by a bunch of fucking stupid normies online. I'm sure that Nick is aware of this. So to use this in this situation, the only conclusion is you're trying to discredit the guy. Again, so many different words that you could have used to describe this guy. Slice of life guy, comedy guy, skit guy. No, you said hentai.
I'm not discrediting his work, by the way.
wait,
You can't just, what do you mean?
what did you say? If you are not discrediting him as what you claim, why even bring it up? Yes, he worked on an adult animation over 15 years ago, but that doesn't erase his talent. If that logic
Wait, why is Pokemon there? It's no. This is the, oh god, Dore, that's slave, right? What is this? Fucking Haitoku no Biden Dore, what is that? Hime Dore, princess slave? It's crazy titles.
talent. If that logic applies, then should we all call Akiyuki Shinbo, the director of Monogatari,
There it
a
is.
hentai director too, just because he did an adult OVAs in the early 2000s?
I was misinformed about Yusuke Murata. Remember the One Punch Man manga, the redrawn manga artist, right? He doesn't actually publish hentai. He does dabble in NSFW art. The reason I wanted to bring that example is because he literally is representing the source material that everybody glazes for One Punch Man. So like again, just because you do NSFW content, just because you worked on hentai specifically, doesn't mean that you're bad. Only reason people bring this up is again to discredit somebody using the negative connotation attached to sex work. It's that simple. And like the argument is, well, he worked on hentai, so I'm gonna say hentai director. No. He also worked on Slice of Life. He also worked on comedy. You specifically chose this because you know exactly what kind of connotation is going to come with it. And at the end of the day, like everything with Nicholas Light, what is it then? I always give him the benefit of the doubt and I say, you know what? All right, you didn't mean it. The outcome doesn't change. The people listening to your words and how they react doesn't change. But I guess you just didn't know. And it's like, how many times do we have to pretend that he's a fucking retard to keep playing defense? It gets so frustrating because I know that Nick is way better than this, but he keeps fucking doing this where I'm like, the only like plausible deniability is that you're actually fucking lobotomized and you didn't understand what your words or actions would lead to.
Or maybe should we all call Wailing Zhang one of the best webgen animators right now, a hentai animator, just because he worked on a project last year? It is such a weird label to keep attaching to someone when the context clearly doesn't matter anymore. So again, if you are not even quote-unquote discrediting him, well, you claim that you're not discrediting him, why even bring that up? So yes,
Because he worked on hentai! What do you mean? That's the excuse. I hate that excuse. It is such an ignorant and it disrespects like the intelligence of everybody involved to think that like we are not smart enough to understand the implications and the connotation that comes with that. It's just so frustrating.
In his video, Nicholas said all the right things. He talked about the impossible schedules, low budgets, a bad production environment, all good points. But here's the issue. If you acknowledge the stuff is under terrible conditions, then why keep trashing the finished episode like it's a total dumpster garbage hot trash?
Because this is his way of reaching to the production committee in hopes that things will change. Because if you stay complicit and if you enjoy something for what it is, no matter how doomed it is, you are basically part of the problem and you are not a real One Punch Man fan, is the opinion that I hear from a lot of people who are in support of this action.
That's the hypocrisy. You can't claim we're not blaming the director, it's the committee's fault, then turn around and roast the episode that the same director and stuff made under those conditions. That is like saying, oh, I'm not calling you bad at your job, I'm just calling your work trash. Bro, that's the same thing. Again,
To be fair though, the work is trash. There's reasons for why it's trash. And the direction of the hate to be directed to the production committee. A lot of people are saying, I don't give a fuck. I only care about the end product. And I'm telling you, no one's telling you to fucking empathize with JC staff. I'm just telling you, it's fucking retarded to be angry at the situation when this is the only, like, you gave, like, no matter how good the staff is, no matter how good a team is, you give a restaurant, like an elite Michelin like chef restaurant, right? Fucking 10 seconds to make a fucking steak. It's gonna come out fucking raw. People like the raw steak. Maybe that's not a good excuse. But maybe chicken, right? Maybe there's like raw chicken sashimi. But what I'm trying to say is, there's not it's a failed project. There is no way anyone could have picked this up and could have got it done in that time. So like, you being upset at the product is fine. Understand that it was doomed from the beginning. It doesn't excuse anything. So fucking director hate at Bandai Namco complaining and crying on fucking Twitter literally does nothing. You think that you're doing something? I think you're the equivalent of saying hopes and prayers when fucking other country on the side of the planet gets bombed. Some sort of like human rights violation happens and you're like, oh my god, hashtag this, and you change your profile picture to the flag of something. It's so fucking performative. It's genuinely so performative. You want actual action to happen? Why don't you go fucking tap into the Japanese audience? Nick literally has influence to the Japanese audience. There's a lot of people that edit his content and literally add Japanese subtitles to his content and they'll eat that shit up. He could mobilize there. That would be actual, like, what's it called? This is actual progress. You want real change? Impact to domestic influence, because crying on Twitter, just shitting on everybody on Twitter and just making sure everyone watching has a shitty time, that's not how you do it.
only have one thing to say, and that is action speaks louder than words. So if you're actually claiming that you are hating or giving your frustration towards the committee, then what are these?
And this is another thing of constantly, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, he just hearted these comments. There's a lot of comments that is very negative towards the director that Nicholas fucking likes and hearts. And I could say, okay, you know what? Maybe he's just hearting it without actually reading the comments. But do you see how often I have to do this? The mental gymnastics that I have to do to pretend like there's something else at play? Do you think this is a pattern of behavior? What is this? What is this?
Is this your way of not blaming or directing the frustration towards the stuff? Because fun fact, the stuff are also the one that made the episode that you have been watching, and also at the same time that you have gave these type of comments.
Sliding down the stupid fucking grass like you're dragging a PNG down the goddamn fields. There's no excuse. Who the fuck is making excuses for this shit?
No one is making excuses for this shit. Nobody. That's why he's who? Nobody. We're just laughing at it, like, yeah, that's about right. It was fucked from the beginning. It was a failure from the beginning. So like again, it's like this anger and frustration, valid, but where is it going? Do we have an actionable plan to do something with this? Is complaining and crying gonna get shit done?
No excuse. Who the fuck is making excuses for this shit? Accurate depiction of this fucking episode. They just want to surprise us with shit every fucking week. They don't care about the season itself. It's been 6 fucking years. And
damn, this guy is really fucking upset. I haven't seen his reactions. I thought that maybe he would be memeing here and there, but this is actual fucking like crash out rants.
This is what we got. We got this fucking shit.
Constructive criticism, right? Disclaimer, for anyone who gets the wrong idea, I'm not saying Nicholas can't express his opinion or frustration. No, he can. But when you do stuff like this is what I keep saying. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but realize that your actions have consequences. But look at what he's doing. He's saying that the episode, which the real episode behind the scenes spent months working on, is shit. And you know what? The episode is shit. To be perfectly objective, this is not a good episode. It is a garbanzo episode with minimal movement, with a lot of, techniques that obviously min-maxes the amount of, they don't have time or resources. So what do? You're going to have scenes where Garo's walking, but it's a PNG moving up and down. There's not going to be any movement in the hair or any blinking. All these little details are going to be cut corners because they cannot focus on that. They need to focus on the things that actually does matter. Therefore, the sliding incident's going to happen. And yes, not excusable, but I'm just telling you, understand why it's shit like this. I've got nothing against having an opinion, but at least stand by your point properly. If you're going to criticize, make it constructive, not just for the sake of being negative. But like, Nick, what's he going to say, right? What's he going to talk about? His criticism is by pointing out how bad the episode is. I don't think he has it in him to dissect each scene and talk about, what is specifically wrong about it in like a specific animation mechanic way. A lot of people see it, they think he's just blindly hating because of how, again, he presents himself. And that's the fucking issue. His issue is the fact that no matter how like valid your ideals, your stance is, the way that you package and present it is so fucking inflammatory. People will just see that and shit on you. Combine that, and here's another thing too. Nick is basically always fighting two wars. No matter what situation it is, this dude, because of the way he is, because of how many haters that he's formed due to his actions, that I tell him, so you gotta stop fucking doing this, man. It's gonna get worse and worse. He has an mobilized group of haters ready to go to post his fucking penis picture on Twitter every time some shit like this happens. You've seen them. They are not even like mad at One Punch Man. They just know that, Nick is in a drama again. I'm gonna get in there and shit on this guy together. So you have people who are upset from the One Punch Man community due to his action, and you have fucking haters that he's built up over the years. So every time, and here's the thing, Nick, no matter what, will always be treated way worse than anyone else because he's an easy target too, right? He's literally One Punch Man right now. He's literally JC staff. You are such an easy lolcow. People know that if they shit on you, like basically, you are such an easy target. I'm sure there's other people saying more heinous shit, maybe doing even worse shit. But because of the pattern of behavior and the history of farming these negative engagement, constantly engaging with rage bait, whether or not he knows or not, I refuse to believe that what he's doing is not rage bait. You can say that you're not rage baiting. The outcome doesn't change. You express your anger and frustration. Other people see that and get upset and baited by your fucking presentation. That is a fucking rage bait. Is it intentional or not? Doesn't matter because the outcome is still the same. And because you have this over and over again, everyone will be way more harsh on him. And this is why I try to give this dude the benefit of the doubt. I know that because he's number one, that he's gonna get shit on, and because of his fucking brand and how fucking like negative everything it is surrounding his PR, people will always jump the gun and shit on him. That's why I always try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But holy fuck, it gets to a point where I'm like, I can't even defend this shit anymore. You literally think Bandai Namco is fucking covering this up. You specifically fucking called out the director for insulting you. Turns out the director didn't even know you. The dude then gets schizos from your fucking hater orbiting group tweeting at the director, and then I believe the Twitter account got closed because that was a last straw. Again, is it all his fault? No, absolutely not. Because there's plenty of other people like Moist Critical. Other people even say, why is Moist Critical not getting this kind of, hate? Why do you think that is? Because he doesn't fucking go in every facet of the internet and spam the negativity over and over again. Moist Critical also, the way that he presents himself is very calm, very chill. He acknowledges the shitty product. He even blames JC staff for it. Yet, why is nobody hating on Moist Critical? Because he doesn't have a pattern of behavior of rage baiting and negative engagement farming. The way that he presents himself is so much more digestible than Nicholas Light. So this is really simple. It's the way that he presents himself. And here's the other thing. Then his argument will be, you are censoring me. I'm going to be who I am. Nobody can tell me that, how to behave. And you know what? I do believe that you need to be your own North Star. You should never bend to the whims of your chat and have your own fucking values and principles and live by that. I do agree, for sure. But the way that he does it, I think does him no good. Unless this is his goal. Unless this is his goal to always throw himself in the middle of drama, in the most trending shit, make a shitload of noise, and no matter how right his ideas are and points are, most people hear that shit, they fucking hate it because of how it's presented. And it's just like, there's so much potential here for you to be able to compel others and actually like use your platform and maybe even enact change for Bandai Namco. But the way that he goes on about it, all it does is just cause just wars within the community. It's literally just, what's it called, infighting. And it's so fucking stupid.
And then later in this video, he talked about how this lonely guy on Twitter defending Director Shin Pei Nagai, and he said something like,
Yeah, I'm an ass kisser, dick sucker. You are the fucking problem.
And you know what? He's right that this guy right there, he's saying it's pretty good, right? Where did he say? I think this is a different tweet. Basically, Lone Wolf is another other end of the spectrum where this guy's glazing One Punch Man and what, and actually saying that the first two episodes are pretty good. They're not good. They're bad. But it's so easy to pick schizos from each end of the spectrum and try to like platform yourself and position yourself as like your stances are justified. All you're doing, and this is constant tactic. What happened in the Lord of the Mystery shit? What happened? He got fucking rage baited by who? By a fucking gotcha guy. Because Nicholas Light was getting into Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail. He did his thing, and guess what? In that community too, they fucking hated it. He already had haters. Now the gotcha community literally is wearing the mask of a Lord of the Mysteries fan. Remember that video? Literally, this dude said, I don't even care about Lord of the Mysteries. I just know that he's in drama, and I hate his fucking reaction content in gotcha stuff, so I'm literally rage baiting. And then he got fucking baited, and he went off of that and said that Lord of the Mysteries fans were trying to kill me. And no one is saying that these death threats are justified. Nobody should ever get death threats like that. Absolutely fucking not. But again, another situation where you pick schizos from other end of the spectrum due to the volatility that you fucking created, and then to label yourself as a victim. It is a constant victim tactic that I see every fucking other season, and it's a pattern of behavior, and it's really not helpful towards his cause. It makes him look more and more disingenuous.
You're the reason why we get the One Punch Man season 3s, the Uzamakis.
Also true, it was not even like killed, it was kidnapped. We read the fucking the amount of characters there, bro. Fucking had K apostrophe whatever. We thought it was a death threat. It was like, not that human trafficking is any better, but you know.
Junji Ito, the beginning after the ends, the Berserk CGI bullshit.
wait, what? I didn't know fans had the magical power to control the production committee's decision, man. Oh wait, cause they don't.
His intent is, if no one is crying and complaining and making outrage, then nothing will change. If you are complicit by staying silent and enjoying this show, then you're part of the problem. That's the intent. If you say anything positive towards the team and JC staff, you are basically giving positive signs to the production committee that people will eat shit up. Now, there is a partial truth in that. If everybody ate this shit up and said nothing and didn't clown on One Punch Man, I do believe nothing would change. Because again, you need to make sure that they understand the feedback. But the issue again is the fact that the way that he does it, it's so beyond the line. And people are saying, it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. Let me bring up this picture. Shoutouts to Misa, by the way. What a dumb bitch. Just kidding. She's actually pretty smart. And if you think that she's stupid, I think you're a misogynist, because she has proven to outsmart Kira in the Blue Cafe episode. Here's the line, by the way. So many people, like, there's like a spectrum, or like there's like a line. I don't know. Let's just draw a line. And a lot of people are like, over here. I don't know. Maybe we could say like this is hate, and this is glaze. And there's gonna be people over here that's always gonna be like, yay, you do no wrong. You do no wrong. One Punch Man, great. This is fucking stupid. This is fucking stupid. You are literally part of the problem. I'd say I'm like here. I don't know. I'm like in this area. I'm always kind of teetering the line of, I understand when to enjoy something, but to also actually address the problems with it. People are saying, oh my God, you're telling Nicholas Light to stop being himself? You're literally censoring him, and you're telling him to toe the line. No one is telling Nicholas Light to toe the line. It's just that while everyone is kind of like here, Nick is on the other side of the fucking country. Like his content in the way that he presents himself, this dude is all the way fucking here. This is not towing the line. This dude always takes shit so fucking far, and we're just saying, can you chill the fuck out and come over here just for a little bit? No one is fucking excusing this behavior. But the way that you go on to do it is so volatile that it causes actually more harm than good. And even though you have good intents, the way you present yourself is literally just being more unproductive. It's crazy.
Do you seriously think the people that you're saying in suits and ties in the production committee actually care what the casual fan says online?
That's another thing too, right? It's not just a casual fan, it's the fact that these are international audiences. I understand that international audience, you know, their votes may matter a little bit more recently in the anime industry, but I do think that the perception in Japan is the only thing that really matters. Not the only thing, but the most significant thing. Domestic influence. Use your platform that you specifically have an audience in Japan for and actually target them. Making a boo-boo on fucking Twitter, just fucking rage baiting, it's not gonna do anything.
They clearly don't. They care about the profits. If an IP doesn't make financial sense, they won't invest much in it. So no, defending a director doesn't somehow enable those bad production decisions.
I do agree about this. Like, and listen, Nick isn't attack. This is the thing. He says he doesn't attack the director. He says it's not Jason Staff's fault. But his words and actions are so contradicting. What the fuck was that video? Why are you hard in these comments? It's so weird.
At the same time, watching and also complimenting a show doesn't mean it's a nod towards a bad production decisions.
But listen, a lot of people always work in absolutes. And Nick genuinely thinks that like if you like actually fucking like enjoy this shit, a lot of people also are like, you can't enjoy this shit out. You have to fucking cry and complain the entire fucking time or nothing will change. That is so on the other extreme side of the spectrum. You can choose to enjoy something even though it's trash and see something for what it is and still say this is garbage. And this is not going to sway the production committee. The only thing that matters is what? The bottom line. How many people are actually buying the Blu-ray DVD stuff? How many people are actually buying merch? How many people are supporting the One Punch Man Season 3? You know, just like all that stuff together. That's what matters. If the numbers are good, okay, we go ahead and do another one. If the numbers are bad, maybe they actually start to think something will change. So is complaining on Twitter going to impact those bottom lines? You could. It's better than nothing. Rather than staying silent, making some noise I think does matter. But how do you make that noise? It's got to be in a productive way. Because right now, you know what it feels like? It feels like this.
This is library.
Straight up that. This is it. You're having a fucking Black Lives Matter protest in a fucking library. And you're pissing everyone else off in the library that's trying to fucking study the show. Study the fucking, you know, for their midterms. The reason I bring this up is because I do think that like complaining and shitting and crying on Twitter and making sure your voice is heard to everybody else, like, it's so unproductive. It's not reaching the actual avenues. You think you're doing something, but I think all you're doing is pissing people off who has to hear your fucking voice now because of, again, how big he is. It's so, like, that there is no direction in his criticism. It's reaching nowhere, and it's only causing more infighting in the community. And these are not fake One Punch Man fans. These are people that do care about this shit and are trying to be respectful.
And yes, criticism is valid. You don't have to defend everything. But when criticism turns into a cherry-pick rage, of course people will defend the person being bombarded. Nicholas also says this.
Sadly, negativity gets more views. Even those who are praising it are being rated by negative comments trying to manipulate them. No one's trying to manipulate them. Your toxic positivity is trying to manipulate the truth.
There is also toxic negativity, by the way. This is some alt-right, alt-left shit that I fucking hate. Stupid identity politics. Blaming and generalizing an entire group of people like off of this and saying that you are the right. Like if you're right, then compel the masses. Why are you getting cooked online then?
So apparently when people point out good parts of an episode, that is somehow toxic positivity, but when you aggressively bash the show, that is truth? Dear kind sir, that is not how discussion works. Criticism isn't automatically truth and positivity isn't automatically lying. You can criticize something while still recognizing what it did right.
Yes.
It's called balance, and that is definitely something that you don't have.
He's not wrong. Nicholas Light is all about sensationalism, exaggerations. He's #1 fake reactor. This is not my words, his word. This is a self-proclaimed persona. That's what Nicholas Light is. He gets into character and takes shit to the next fucking level every time because that's what gets the clicks. Again, these are his words, not mine. He even talks about how it impacts his mental health because of constantly he needs to make everything a grand show. And I think there's like a actual mental health like debuff happening, constant people shitting on him and him turning more and more spiraling out of control. And then he gets himself into situations like this and it's so sad to see.
It's a really hypocritical statement because you're saying when we are complimenting the good part of the anime, somehow that is being quote-unquote toxically positive, while the comments that you made towards the episode that are aggressive and
They're objectively truth. No, they're toxic negativity. There's a respectful and productive way in which you are negative about the show. That doesn't mean that you're glazing the entire time.
sometimes even disrespecting the person working behind the scene itself. Yes, you are talking about the scene that drew that.
Like I would say Moist critical the way that he handled it, even if he insulted JC staff and didn't understand production committee stuff. That I think is not toxic negativity. I think he handled it pretty well. He addressed it, he left it, and he moved on. He did not go onto every single video, every single tweet, every single avenue of the internet, spam the negativity over and over again, going into a library, having a Black Lives Matter protest. That's what you're doing. Like there's a place and time to do stuff. You are doing it everywhere. People are getting tired of it. And it's no surprise why people are upset.
particular frame itself as the truth. Mr. Kind Sir, read that again and tell me who is the one that is actually manipulating. Now, here's where it gets really sad because before Director Shinpei Nagai deleted his account, he actually did clarify that he doesn't even know who Nicholas is, where he literally said this: I've blocked a few people that I was told to, but I don't even know who this guy is. I have nothing.
This guy obviously is Nicholas Light. Now, it's all subtweeting. And you know what? Maybe it's not Nicholas Light. But again, the timeline of this tweet, when Nicholas Light's video went up, do you really think it's a coincidence? Of also other Nicholas Light haters specifically DMing and tweeting at Shinpei, what do you think is going on? It's so reasonable to assume that he's specifically about Nick.
To say to him, who are these people? Let's stop arguing and talk about something fun instead. He is clearly trying to not get into the drama so that he's not going to get in trouble when he actually works on the episode itself. So yes, Mr. Nicholas, he was not talking about you. So yes, those are pretty much it, and this is literally what Nagai said in his last tweet before he deactivated. So yeah, here it is. I have some rather unfortunate news. There are a few people among my followers who are pretending to be allies but are actually engaging in rage baiting. So I've decided to delete my account. Their actions such as taking statements out of context, trying to elicit comments that violate NDAs or turning them into profit are unacceptable and cannot be overlooked.
I love how Chibi takes this and basically singles it out just to the Sakuga tards and say they are the reason. There's a bunch of like manga and anime leakers and they're the ones, you know, rage baiting in Shinpei's DMs to break his NDA. I love that take. And listen, Chibi has no reason to throw Nicholas Light under the bus or call him out. But this is what I'm talking about. Once you form delusional friendships with content creators online thinking they're actually your friends, you become compromised. Your words have no value. Like straight up. And you know what? Maybe they're really good friends, but I find it hard to believe that true friendship could happen between content creators. This is a fucking business. This is a clout chasing business and we can work off of each other. But once you become chummy, listen, what happened to Hassan Dog situation? Look at the Ludwig situation happening right now. So many people shitting on Ludwig because he won't, you know, go against Hassan. Because he's compromised. He got tired of it. He had to fucking come out and actually make a fucking stance about it. Once you, like, these friendships aren't actual friendships. It's very like weaponized way of using, it's like friendship is an armor so that you censor the friends. The friends can no longer say something bad about you. That's what it is. And I still like Nick. I think we can work off of each other and we can have a good time. Positive interactions. But don't for a fucking second think that we're actually friends. Freshest Anime, He ain't my friend either. Does that mean I disrespect him? No. I love Baldy. We can have a good time together. If he does something crazy, turns out he fucking shock collared his dog, I'll make a drama video farming that shit. The most important thing is to be independent. To understand that this is fucking cheap drama for content. And that's it. It's a fucking job. And these are colleagues. They're not your real fucking friends. And once you delude yourself into thinking you're a friend, you become compromised. You can no longer actually seek the objective truth. You'll hide shit. You'll never actually confront the truth. Because why? You're afraid of stepping on your friend's toes. But if you were truly friends, wouldn't you take each other accountable? I think true friends would point out the bullshit because you care about them. Rather than letting them spiral more into their fucking degenerates, like basically their behaviors that just makes them worse and worse. So again, this concept of friend, it's bullshit. They use that to fucking protect themselves and to censor others from speaking out against themselves. It's fucking bullshit.
Always done my best for the fans with utmost sincerity, but I've come to the conclusion that continuing in this environment is untenable for this project. It's always the genuine fans who end up suffering the most. I cannot forgive those who tarnish the stuff's honor or exploit the struggles of the creators for profit through hate. Therefore, I will also be deleting Shinpei Nagai's account entirely. I will not create any accounts in the future either. I cannot overlook actions that degrade the work.
Listen, if this guy quit animating forever because of this, I would think that, like, yes, this is actually nuclear drama, but it's just still so funny to me. He deleted his Twitter account, guys. This is like your friend leaving a group chat. Oh, he's dead! It's over! He's still there. He's doing his thing. Like, people are treating this like, I can't believe Nicholas like killed this man online. It's just like, what do you mean? It's this fucking Twitter account.
So I ask for your understanding.
But if this guy retired, if he says, I'm never gonna animate ever again, I quit, I abandoned this project, I'm leaving, then it's like, okay, holy shit, this is actually kind of significant.
Honestly, this is taking a toll on my mental health, and it only brings negative to the work, the staff, and the original creators. But such despicable behavior is unforgivable. To the fans who have been truly kind to me, I want to express my gratitude and apologies.
Nah, those aren't real fans, bro, because they're true One Punch Man fans would never say anything positive. No, they would be constantly negative and cry and shit their pants in the fucking grocery store aisle, thinking they're gonna actually make any change. It's so ridiculous to think. It's so performative. All this fucking outrage and negativity, it's just a bunch of fucking tourists bandwagoning on this to farm negative impressions. You don't actually give a fuck about real change. You don't even know where the change should be directed to.
It was truly enjoyable. So yes everyone, it's honestly pretty unfortunate that someone like Shinpei Nagai, a director who brought hope to fans and cared deeply about their expectations, had to leave this app all of this. But it is for the best. I am glad that he left.
Same.
He deserves peace more than he deserves to keep reading these.
Last thing he needs to do is exactly let these things impact his mental health. All he needs to do is lock the fuck in. Actually, the episodes are done though, right? The production of the anime is done. This is not a weekly thing. How does it work at this point? I genuinely don't know. What do they work on but each week between the episodes? Because this isn't starting from scratch. I'm sure they're adding final touches to it at the end, right? But considering this project, because like I would assume most fucking shit, it's ready to go, but they released it on a week. There's some post-production stuff that they're doing, right? Anyways.
Hates. And look, I might get backlash for saying all of this, but again, this is just my opinion. I'm not asking anyone to close their eyes to flaws, because you can criticize and still respect the people behind the work. And yes everyone, I tried to keep this video as composed and as honest as I could. And if this video ever gets taken down,
this guy is it, bro. This is fucking it. These are the fucking retards spamming One Frame Man over and over again. I listen, my title is One Frame Man episode 1. My second episode is called One Slide Man. But do you see the way that I present myself and have fun with it? There's a balance. There's like a respectable way as like a decent human being. Rather than fucking crying and complaining over and over and over again.
I'll just re-upload without the clips. Because I'm not going to be silenced for speaking up about what's been happening.
What's gonna be the third one? Well, it depends. It depends, right? So if the third episode, it's the Garo versus Royal Ripper and Bug God is actually hype. One Peak Man. A lot of people are saying 2 Frame Man, and then it's 3 Frame Man and 4 Frame Man. Maybe there's gonna be something else. Maybe there's gonna be some egregious, you know, what's it called? just non-animation happening, like the Garo, sliding down the hill incident in the next episode. We'll figure it out, and we'll try to figure out One Something Man.
The One Punch Man community. Now, this video is not a hate video towards Nicholas Light. I'm just trying to find out what his message behind the Nagai's video actually is.
This video is so confusing. He genuinely doesn't have an actual direction with this video. He starts it off with a thumbnail and a title that paints himself as a victim by the director. The words that he speaks then protects JC Staff and the director. Yet at the same time, he discredits the director by mentioning his hentai background, which has nothing to do with it. He goes on to then what? And misinterpret this tweet and again claim that he's the victim of this abuse. He then brings out random fucking schizo retards who are on the other part of the spectrum, who's glazing no matter what and trying to paint a light that this is toxic positivity and that if you are not criticizing and complaining the entire time, you are not a true fan. There is no direction. It's just I think he saw the numbers. I think he saw the viral potential of the tweet going up and thought it's a good time to insert himself, but he had no actual plan or an actual direction. Then it just came off so fucking wrong. Then this video, I'm pretty sure, got mentioned to the director because of that timeline. And there's screenshots of his haters literally tweeting at the Shinpai director. And then the tweet got closed off. And again, I think this is the last straw that broke the back. It is not all Nicholas Light's fault. Not even close. There's many other people. There's many other groups of people online that has all, basically added on to this. But I do believe that this is the final straw.
And it's completely a 360. In that video, he's just proving more people points on why he is being hated by most part of the One Punch Man community. Look, I'm not here to promote bashing or harassing Nicholas Light for what he did, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty clear what's the problem here. He is doing something that is right. Yes, I can't deny that. He himself is trying to do something good, which is voicing out his opinion and his frustration towards an anime that is mistreated by the production committee. Unfortunately, the way he is conveying that message, the way he is trying to deliver what he's trying to say, just went into that chamber where people only hear fuck One Punch Man. One Punch Man shit. This anime is the worst thing ever. And that is when the hate train starts to go choo-choo. But again, I'm not fully blaming Nicholas Light for starting this hate train whatsoever, but he is the undeniable, one of the biggest anime reactor out there that is.
He is literally the face of this hate train, whether he likes it or not, because of his actions, because of how frequent he is everywhere and every faceted internet behind this constructive criticism. That's what happens. And this is what I keep telling him, that bro, no matter how good your intentions are, people will misrepresent you. People will find a way to shit on you more and more. And you do yourself no favor. And this is the fucking issue, right? It's like with Chibi too. What do? They double and triple down on the behaviors that got them into this shitty situation that causes even more people to hate them. And they think they're fighting the right fight. They think that they're against, we're against cancel culture. No one will censor us. We're going to keep doing our thing. But it's I think y'all don't even fucking realize what's going on. You're so deep in the sauce in your echo chambers of yes men that you don't even understand the reality of the situation and how terrible it's going to get for you as time goes by. And again, like I said in the Lord of the Mysteries time last summer, this ain't the last time you're going to hear from this guy. The same pattern of behavior will lead to more drama in the future. I guarantee you it's a ticking time bomb.
Spreading this quote-unquote hate towards the One Punch Man anime itself. Well, it is not particularly true that everyone that is hating on the anime or criticizing this anime was influenced by him, but unfortunately, the community will definitely blame on someone that has a higher name, and Nicholas Light TV is the one of the biggest influence.
That is the consequence of being number one. And you need to understand, with great power again comes great responsibility. And again, I don't think that a creator should be blamed for the actions of their fans. There's no way that you can moderate every single person. But you do yourself no favor by constantly going on outrage like this, never taking accountability. And I fucking hate to say it, but this is giving me shades of Hassan. The reason everyone hates Hassan for the shock collar thing and many different drama in the past is the fact that he is never wrong. He's never wrong and he never takes accountability towards anything. He deflects. Have we ever seen Nicholas Light say, my bad, I was wrong? not from what I've seen through these videos, not from Lord of the Mysteries stuff, he will always pick the most schizo person to, you know, clip from the other side of the spectrum and paint himself as a victim and then go on vacation and he comes back. It's like, everyone can make mistakes. I can make mistakes. When I'm wrong, I say my bad and I go on. People appreciate the honesty, genuine, sincere intent. When you never take accountability and you're always the one that is the victim, no matter which fandom, which community you're at, again, what do we say? If everywhere it smells like shit, check your fucking shoes.
Towards this all quote-unquote hate. Same goes as director Shinpei Nagai. We all know the villain behind this are the production committee. People are saying Bandai Namco. But unfortunately, the hates goes towards the closest name that we can get, and that is Shinpei Nagai. This both situation reflects a lot, and it's pretty unfortunate that both are pretty much getting the hate that they quote-unquote deserves. But again, both are doing something right according to their own morale. It's just that Nicholas Light has went a bit overboard with how much he has been doing this kind of stuff. I understand.
I wouldn't say it's a bit overboard. If you've seen his content, you know what kind of person he is. Everything he does needs to be sensational fucking exaggerations. It's not 200%, it's like 2000% over the top. Don't even fucking try to tell me that he's telling him to be reasonable is towing the line. Again, this dude is in the other side of the fucking planet right now. Everyone is here. Most people are here. This dude is fucking here making all the noise.
Understand the intention behind it, but it's not a surprise when people starts getting more and more frustrated, more and more annoyed when you're doing stuff like this. But again, that doesn't justify bullying, harassing, or even bashing him. If you do this kind of stuff,
You're part of the problem. That's right. And this principle is very difficult because even Nicholas Light, what would he say during the Takobi incident? Marina deserved that shit. She deserves to fucking die. You are now solving violence with violence because someone did you wrong. The principle that Easy Court is mentioning right now is very Vinland Saga coded, and most people will never have that principle, right? Even Nicholas Light doesn't have that principle. If someone does him wrong, he will hurt them back, myself included. An eye for an eye. It's gonna make everyone go blind? Yeah. It's fucking corny, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So it's like, yes, I understand that you shouldn't try to solve stuff by harassing other people. But again, you do know your self-benefit. People will harass you and crucify you on Reddit and Twitter, and you can't act as a victim because you yourself caused this situation.
The same as the one that is also harassing director Shinpei Nagai. It's really unfortunate that this has to be the drama that everyone has been talking about. Both are correct in their own morale. It's just that the other one are, well, unfortunately conveying it.
It's form over substance. Doesn't matter again, right? The intent. You have a lot of good things to say. It's the same thing with Hassan too. Literally, Hassan says, do you understand that the principles in which Hassan talks about, like, he has a lot of good ideologies. A lot of it is for the working class, right? Wealth gap, disparity to go away, for people to have a social security net, for people to have healthcare and education, and for just the quality of life to people to go up. It sounds like utopia, but how does he present himself? It's so radical. It's so fucking off-putting that people cannot accept it. So again, the principles and the ideas are good, but the way that you package and present it, that determines how you will be perceived. And again, doesn't matter how right you think you are, because nobody is fucking listening.
A little bit overboard. So yes, thank you for watching, and to quote the man himself, it was fun while it lasted.
Womp womp. And that's pretty much it. I think that Easy Court is right about this. Let's read some comments. Honestly, it hurts to see how much hate Shinpei Nagai is getting. Yeah. We lost a director. Okay, we didn't lose a director, bro. He quit Twitter. This is ridiculous. So many people think that the director died. He's just offline. He's locking in. These One Punch Man fans are truly despicable. I truly wish the best for Shinpei Nagai and that he's going to take proper care of himself. I hate being a part of this community now. Nicholas Light thinks he's the main character. I mean, but here's the thing. I don't blame him for thinking he's the main character because why? Because he does have the most influence in the One Punch Man reactions right now. His voice is very large. He has a very big platform. He's #1. So I think that it is plausible to assume that, yeah, he is the main character. It's just that the main character is having a fucking character arc like fucking Natsuki Subaru season 3 right now. Sorry, season 1 arc 3 right now. It's sad to know that the anime community have reached this point. Before it was all peace and respect. Now it's just, hey, frustration and disrespect towards people who don't deserve it. This is an issue, this is an issue because of social media. That's it. Social media, the way that the algorithm engage, boosts negative engagement, how controversy is always going to be the thing that keeps people online more, and how everyone has a fucking voice that can reach to others. Like the fact that, again, fucking random schizo ReZero, psyop fan like Okeanix can fucking tweet a fucking studio White Fox, CEO and get a response out of it. That's a crazy reality. Why is Bandai Namco getting accountable for all this? Because there are a hidden entity that most people don't even know about. There is no public face, right? Everyone just knows here's JC Staff and basically Shinpai Nagai. It's an easy target. That's why it's right in front of them. Nicholas is one of the most pathetic, hypocritical people I've seen. Not to mention when people find out about his ass harassment and now Twitter. Okay, this is just, again, there's people bringing up like previous drama and harassment. I don't know anything about that. I'm still focusing on just like a One Punch Man stuff. If you see this, big support to Shinpai Nagai. He's not watching the YouTube video. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's just such a stupid situation all around. But guess what? We're NPCs. We're all paid off by Bandai Namco, and this is a smear campaign against Nicholas Light. This coming Saturday, he said it. The truth will come to light. There's a lot of information that we just don't know. I want receipts. Release the Bandai Namco files. I want real fucking documentation that proves that there are corporate intention specifically targeting Nicholas Light. I don't care about copyright strikes. I don't care about copyright claims from Bandai Namco. I'm talking that like they planned Shinpai Nagai's Twitter deletion and to blame this all on Nicholas Light. I need direct evidence because he said that there is receipts and we're all fucking waiting for it. Please check out Easy Court. Link to the video here. Go give it a like. Check out his channel for One Punch Man content. See you next time.